has made. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. A victorious afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are truly honored to welcome you to Masbate National Comprehensive High School Science and Technology Fair 2021 with the theme Agham, Pananaliksik at Teknolohiya, Kaakibat sa Matatag at Maunlad na Pamayanan. This is teacher Cyrene M. Almocera, your host for today. I know and I believe you are all excited to behold this virtual awarding ceremony. To start this exhilarating moment, let us have the Philippine National Anthem through AVP. And to be spiritually ignited in this program, let us have Miss Sally Lourdes and Alsaga to lead us in prayer. This will be followed by the Division City Hymn.
Bayang mabiliw, pelas ng sinanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng matibig, sa manlulupi, di ka pasisingin, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bakaw, may dilagang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisat ng magawan mo'y tagumpay na nanginginig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di maniginig. Lupa ng araw na luwalhati pagsingka, buhay ay langit sa piling mo. Aming bigaya na pag may mga api, mamamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Let's bow our heads and feel the presence of the Lord. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you today with humble hearts and with gratefulness for all the wonders and blessings you have showered upon us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of this momentous event to recognize our dear students who showcased their wisdom, talent, and skills that only came from you. We thank you for our parents, teachers, and school administration members who have taken their time to be with us in presence or in prayers, to cheer and support our students to achieve their goals in the competition. Thank you for the coaches and all the facilitators whom you have planted the desire and the enthusiasm to make this event a success. May you continue to bless each and every one of us as we go through the next level of the competition. Equip us with your wisdom and humility as we do our best for you. All of this we pray in your mighty name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Younger youth's education in tide grow. Challenges in all situations, too hard to grow. But with teachers in motion, everything is set in place. With a smart head's devotion, everyone's glad and to raise. See the division of Masbate, on top you always want to be. In sports and any competition, victory no longer an option. Onward we go with our vision, and as earnest our dedication. So our youth will see the glory that God has destined them to be. City Division of Masbate. On top, you always want to be. In sports and any competition, victory no longer an option. Onward we go with our vision, in answerness our dedication. So are you to see the glory that God is destined to be. So are you to see the glory that God is destined to be.
To pave the way for the highlights of this event, may we call in the brilliant and gorgeous chairperson of the Junior High School Science and Technology Fair 2021, Miss April D. Ramirez.
To our EPS in Science, Madam Gemna A. Macabe, Officer in Charge Principal, Ms. Marife A. Cañares, Assistant Principal 2 for Junior High School, Ricardo B. Muñez, Assistant Principal 2 for Operations and Learner Support, Madam Noreen E. Abinir, OIC for Senior High School, Edwin G. Ritoran, newly elected YesO and Mother Science Club officers, colleagues, student participants, coaches, good morning. The pandemic has brought changes to the lives and activities of the human race worldwide in ways that we never imagined or expected. The unprecedented situation brought about challenges and opportunities to the different sectors of community and society. With the restrictions and limitations in mobility brought by the coronavirus pandemic, the Department of Education firmly reiterates education must continue. This year's Science and Technology Fair looks to showcase the competence and creativity of learners in providing solutions to attain sustainable development with the theme Agham, Pananaliksik at Teknolohiya, Kabalikat sa Matatag at Maunlad na Pamayanan. These competitions include Scienticula, which is a production of original video competition focusing on a science concept, and Site of Experiments, which is a TikTok science experiment competition. Also included in the competition are digital poster making and search for the official NSTF jingle. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor that I welcome you all to the School Science and Technology Fair 2021 virtual awarding ceremony and the induction of the newly elected YesO and Mother Science Club officers.
Thank you, Mom April. We come now to the much awaited moment, the presentation of entries. For Scienticula, we have 4 entries from junior high school and 1 entry from senior high school.
Did you know that there are things that works just like our brain? For example, the Arduino Uno. Just like Arduino board, human brain have also inputs and outputs. The human inputs are eyes, our ears, nose, tongue, and skin. The output examples are activate arms, activate legs, and activate mouth.
Arduino is a microcontroller-based open-source electronic prototyping board which can be programmed with an easy-to-use Arduino IDE.
Uno is not the only board in the Arduino family. There are other boards like Arduino Lilipad, Arduino Nano, Arduino Mega, and Arduino Mini.
The major components of Arduino Uno board are as follows. USB connector,
This is a printer USB port used to load a program from the Arduino IDE to the Arduino board. The Arduino board can be powered through an AC to DC adapter and also a battery.
Next is the microcontroller. The Arduino Uno board operates at a voltage of 5 volts, but it can withstand a maximum voltage of 20 volts. If a board is supplied with a higher voltage, there is a voltage regulator. It sits between the power port and the USB connector. That protects the board from burning out. The analog input pin. It is the most prominent black rectangular chip with 28 pins. Think of it as the brains of your Arduino.
That switch, if this switch is clicked, it sends a logical pulse to the microcontroller and now runs the program again from the start. Crystal oscillator. This is a quartz crystal oscillator which ticks 16 million times a second. On each tick, the microcontroller performs one operation. For example, addition, subtraction, etc.
USB interface chip. Think of this as a signal translator. It converts signals in the USB level to a level that an Arduino Uno board understands. And RX LEDs. TX stands for transmit and RX for receive. These are indicator LEDs which blink whenever an Arduino Uno board receives or transmit data.
Their true goal is to make robotics development more accessible to people.
Arduino is a lot of fun and perfect for learning new technologies. It will give you a basic overview of the low-level programming and electronic parts of robotics.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Ina. How's school?
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, yes, I know, right? I also have so many to-do works.
Oh, yeah, I have been so busy lately.
You wanna play COD?
Yeah, sure. I'll just open the app. What? Rollout again? Unbelievable. It's been 2 times in a row.
It is important to achieve equal access to energy in order to address several sustainable growth issues. Renewable energy solutions that are decentralized have emerged as a potential alternative. Tiny renewable energy utilities are an important piece of the puzzle. Thanks to technological advancement, nuclear power plants will now extract nuclear energy from uranium. In the early 20th century, scientists learned how to generate electricity using extremely radioactive elements like uranium. This famously led to the development of atomic bombs.
Simultaneously, another method was discovered that would produce cheap electricity using regulated, non-explosive nuclear reactions.
Nuclear power plants are a category of power plants that generates electricity by the nuclear fission process. This is accomplished by combining nuclear reactors with the Rankine cycle, in which the heat produced by the reactor transforms into water stream, which spins a turbine engine.
Nuclear power, like other renewable sources, has advantages and disadvantages. What are the benefits of nuclear energy? First and foremost, since it generates energy by nuclear fission rather than chemical burning, it produces reliable baseload capacity with low carbon emissions and a major contributor to global warming.
Natural gas releases half as much carbon dioxide as coal, so switching from coal to natural gas is a step forward decarbonization. Nuclear power plants only produce greenhouse gases as a result of ancillary fossil fuels used during development, processing, fuel processing, maintenance, and decommissioning.
No other power source compares to nuclear in terms of production and reliability. For several months at a time, nuclear power plants may produce a large-scale around-the-clock electricity without disruption. Nuclear power generates over 10% of the world's electricity, and a total of 440 nuclear plants are in use for power generation in 30 countries around the world.
Since technological change is relentless and all energy systems are emerging as cleaner, their future is unknowable. All energy choices must stay on the table in our pursuit of human development.
We often look to others to make our own ideas. YouTube videos, that music that always motivate you, Facebook posts, books, and even research journals, and other creative works that we have seen that others had made. But have you ever thought, taking inspirations from nature? In 1991, architect Mick Pierce was hired to design a low-cost cooling system building in Zimbabwe. This task may seem out of question, but was actually feasible. Know how? This is a termite mound. It may seem solid, but was actually full of holes to ventilate air throughout the mound, resulting to a cooler temperature inside. This ventilation inspired Pierce to create the East Gate Center that is able to create a 90% climate control system and became a prominent global landmark in sustainability. There is a term for this. It's called biomimicry. It is the design and production of material, structures, and systems that are modeled on biological entities and processes. To put it simply, it is taking ideas from nature and applying it to everyday life, like innovation, in many different ways. We can copy its shape or form. Imagine making adhesive tapes, like as to how a gecko can walk on walls. The key to this technique is to copy its structure, its shape, or form. Another way is to copy its processes. Think of ants communicating to avoid traffic jams. The key to this way is to imitate the actions instead of structures taken from nature. And by taking it to another level, we can imitate a whole ecosystem, the cycles from nature. Think of imitating the water cycles and substituting it to business terms to assure that no factor is wasted, such as money and production. We imitate these ideas from nature and apply them to our everyday life, just like any other influences we've got every day. Our natural world has been in this planet longer than us, and just like us, it made some processes and techniques to survive this long enough. Modern problems require modern solutions, and looking at nature can really be helpful. From nature, we guide our innovation.
Imagine a machine that can produce energy forever. In this case, other energy sources. Imagine a machine that can produce energy forever. In this case, other. Imagine a machine that can produce energy forever. In this case, other energy sources will be unnecessary. We will not experience power interruption and electricity fees won't be charged. Life will be sustained forever. We call them perpetual motion machines. For centuries, those machines have already been repeatedly tested for energy production. But why won't we use it? That's because it breaks the laws of thermodynamics.
What is perpetual motion? Perpetual means never ending. Perpetual motion is the idea of body moving forever. Many machines have been developed to be perpetual motion machines. For example, this one. These projects make its concept seem possible, but we are yet to have an energy plant that produces energy through perpetual motion. The real question is, why can't it be true?
This is where the laws of thermodynamics enter. Thermodynamics is a branch of physics that focuses on the relationship between heat and other forms of energy. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. Energy can only be converted into another form of energy. That means a perpetual motion should have equal input energy and output energy. Let us see it in a situation. A DC motor is a person while store is another motor. Now think of the money as the energy running around the machine. When you give 15 pesos to the store to buy a bag of chips, you can only get the chips worth 15 pesos. If you bought a bag of chips and a drink with your 15 pesos, the law was broken. Same goes for the perpetual machine. A motor can only output the same amount of the input of the. Imagine a machine that can produce energy forever. In this case, other energy sources will be unnecessary. We will not experience power interruption and electricity fees won't be charged. Life will be sustained forever. We call them perpetual motion machines. For centuries, those machines have already been repeatedly tested for energy production. But why won't we use it? That's because it breaks the laws of thermodynamics.
What is motion? Perpetual means never ending. Perpetual motion is the idea of body moving forever. Many machines have been developed to be perpetual motion machines. For example, this one. These projects make its concept seem possible, but we are yet to have an energy plant that produces energy through perpetual motion. The real question is, why can't it be true?
This is where the laws of thermodynamics enter. Thermodynamics is a branch of physics that focuses on the relationship between heat and other forms of energy. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created nor be destroyed. Energy can only be converted into another form of energy. That means a perpetual motion should have equal input energy and output energy. Let us see it in a situation. A DC motor is a person, while store is another motor. Now think of the money as the energy running around the machine. When you give 15 pesos to the store to buy a bag of chips, you can only get the chips worth 15 pesos. If you bought a bag of chips and a drink with your 15 pesos, the law was broken. Same goes for the perpetual machine. A motor can only output the same amount of the input of the energy. It can exceed the energy loaded in the machine because energy cannot be created, so there will be insufficiency of energy.
But say, for example, you don't want to power an external load and you want to make the machine move. That is where the second law of thermodynamics swoops in. The second law of thermodynamics tells us that energy spreads out no matter what. As a machine forms heat and friction, the energy will be reduced due to its spreading, and the machine will stop. Let's hop back into the first situation. You paid 15 pesos for a bag of chips to the seller. He buys the item from a wholesaler for 12 pesos. And the wholesaler, from the other hand, buys the bag of chips for 5 pesos from the factory for profit. Let's say your salary is only 2 pesos from the factory you work for. It will not be enough to buy the bag of chips again, which is 15 pesos from the store. The income of each seller can be compared to the heat produced by the moving parts of the machine. As friction goes by, heat is generated. Heat is energy escaping away from the system. As it continues to escape, there will be a point in time where there will be no more energy to power the system.
Perpetual motion is indeed a cool idea, but it breaks laws. We all want to obey rules all the time.
Though we are experiencing tough times, it is true that there are other ways to produce sustainable energy.
Perpetual motion may not work at present, but in the future, who knows?
Walking, high-fiving, jumping. These are simple actions that we do in our daily lives.
Now, do you know how these actions work? We are here to teach you. Good morning. I am James Adige.
And I'm Jake Adige.
And I'm Benedict Bordeos.
And we are here to teach you about the third law of motion by Isaac Newton.
Now what is the third law of motion? It is one of Sir Isaac Newton's law, which states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Don't you know that we use the third law of motion in our daily lives? Example of this is walking. When we exert force onto our feet and it travels to the ground exerts an equal amount of force, thereby enabling us to walk back and forth.
Same goes with two persons high-fiving each other. The energy one party exerts through their hands to the other person will be met by the same energy exerted by the other person. As both hands collide, energy flows.
We jump and subsequently land on our feet on an almost daily basis. We don't know it, but the third law of motion is at play here. When we land, we exert force onto our feet, then onto the ground, which is in turn met with equal force from the ground up to our feet. The third law of motion enables us to jump safely and land safely with our 2 feet. That's it for our daily video. That's a wrap. See you tomorrow.
Those are informative science videos. Next is the hashtag sites of pyramids. We have one entry from junior high school and one entry from senior high school.
Brown out na naman? Oh no, I don't have any candles left. Aha, I know what to do. The materials needed are Epsom salt, borax, salt, and alcohol. The colors observed during the flame test result from the excitement of the electrons caused by the increased temperature. The electrons jump from the ground state to a higher energy level. The color emitted by larger atoms is lower in energy than the light emitted by the smaller atoms. That's it! I hope you learned something today.
Today, I'm going to show you an experiment that can help you make your very own lava lamp. For this experiment, we are going to be needing these materials. First, put 1 tablespoon of baking soda inside the glass jar and then fill it up with vegetable oil. In a separate cup, place a bit of vinegar and add 3 to 4 drops of food coloring. Mix it well. And now add the vinegar and food coloring mixture into the jar and see what happens.
So this is the science behind this experiment. So first of all, vinegar and oil do not mix. This is because of the concept of polarity, wherein it states that certain molecules are attracted to or repel other molecules. And because of that, the vinegar will not mix with the oil, and instead, it will sink down to the bottom of the jar. Another thing about vinegar is that it's an acid, and when an acid interacts with the base, like the baking soda at the bottom of the jar, it will create a chemical reaction, or they will have a chemical reaction. This chemical reaction creates carbon dioxide gas, a gas which bubbles up and floats towards the surface the moment the colored vinegar touches the baking soda. When these bubbles pop, the color will sink down to the bottom. This creates the visual similar to that of lava. And that's how you create your own lava. Thanks for watching!
Those are hyperkinetic sites of pyramids. We have one entry from junior high school and one entry from senior high school. They got the Da Vinci's hands. Amazing. Finally, we have the search for science and technology fair jingle. We have one entry from junior high school and 2 entries from senior high school.
There was the one who wants everybody to help save the world. I know the one that could make things better against the worst. And right now, I believe that if we do something, we could bring back the times we live in. Then I want science can save the world. They know what I'm doing, and I made some basic researches with the use of tech. They know I can do it. And I worked on my equipment, made a song. And they heard and they say, let's be brave and we can do something. And they believe me. Then I walk, and I'm brave and know I learn. The science can do great things. Now I know what to do. We can do. And if we believe of one thing that can save the world, that can save the world.
Malayo man ang biyahe, iba't ibang lengguwahe, iisang mensahe nating lahat. Mundong ito'y tulungan, na panahong maiiwan sa ating munting kaisipan. Parating hanggang saan? Handa ka na ba? Sumama't sa larangan. Walang kaba, alinlangan. Halika na, magsaya. NSTF, ikaw ang bida. Huwag ka na mangamba. NSTF, sama-sama. Aral na makukolekta, minsan lang naman, di ba? Tuklasin ng siyensya, kayang-kaya. Handa ka na ba? Bagong kabataan, sumama na at lumaban. Di ka na mamamahal sa
NSTF ang bida. Huwag ka na
Parang halo-halo tayo.
mangamba.
Lang.
NSTF
Siyempre ang mahalaga.
sama-sama.
Halina't sumamang manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Ikaw at ako, sama-sama tayo, tuklasin ang bago at loob nitong mundo. Ano man ang pagsubok at suliranin, di mapipigilan ang ating adikain, ating palawakin ang ating isipan. Kahit na may pandemya, patuloy na lalaban. Teknolohiya ay ating sisirin at walang titigil at hadlang sa iisang hangarin. Halina't sumamang manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Kasabay ang pag-unlad at pagtatag ng ating pamayanan tungo sa ating kinabukasan. Sa araw-araw na pamumuhay, lagit-lagi nag-aagapay ang agham teknolohiya. Kakayahan ay linangin pagdating sa pananaliksik ng matuklasan, bagong kaalaman, kabalikat sa kaunlaran ng bayan, ang bawat pamayanan, bawat membro ng tahanan, magkaisa, magtulungan sa iisang hangarin at sabay-sabay na tuklasin, makapagmundo'y ating sisirin, bawat oras, bawat araw, sabay-sabay na sumigaw. Halina't sumama, manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Kasabay ang pag-unlad at pagtatag ng ating pamayanan tungo sa ating kinabukasan.
What a sweet and delightful voices. We have witnessed their supernatural giftings and skills. To continue, let us hear a message from our stunning officer in charge, Science Department Head, Madam Ellen M. Labastida.
To our EPS in Science, Madam Jemna A. Macabe, OIC Principal, Ms. Marife A. Cañares, Assistant Principal 2 for Junior High School Ricardo P. Muñez, Assistant Principal 2 for Operations, Madam Noreen E. Abinier, OIC for Senior High School Edwin G. Rituran, newly elected YesO and Mother Science Club officers, my dear teachers, students, participants, coaches, good morning. In spite of the challenges brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, it is with great pleasure to have this virtual awarding ceremony of the Science and Technology Fair 2021. My congratulations to the technical committees for making this a reality through the initiative of April Ramirez as overall chairman. Another congratulations to the students for their participation in the practices of science and engineering, because doing science is key to understanding science. To the winners, my congratulations for joining the events like Scienticula, digital poster making, jingle, and cytoperiments. This is one of a kind. As my closing, always remember and continue to explore, create, and innovate.
Another inspirational message will be given by our dearest and lovely education program supervisor in science, Madam Jemna A. Macabe.
To the OIC Principal of MNCHS, the virtuous Ma'am Marife A. Cañares, the Assistant School Principals, Sir Ricardo Monjes and Ma'am Noreen E. Abinir, the very dynamic STEM coordinator of junior high school, at the same time the officer in charge of senior high school department, Sir Edwin G. Retoran, the very supportive OIC of Science Department, Ma'am Ellen M. Labastida, Students Affair Coordinator, Sir Eduardo S. Lauro Jr., the in charge for STEM in senior high school, Ma'am Jennifer B. Garcia, the chairpersons of MNCHS 2021 Science and Technology Fair, Ma'am April D. Ramirez and Ma'am Iris D. Ramirez, faculty staff of Science Department, teachers, students, parents, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First and foremost, I would like to extend my thanks and deepest appreciation to the organizers of this event. You are really commendable. Others would perhaps just let this activity pass without giving appreciation and recognition to the winners. But you chose to host this grand virtual awarding for your school winners who happen to be our division contestants in the upcoming Regional Science and Technology Fair come July 1 and 2. Thank you so much, MNCHS, for giving your best in the face of this health crisis. Thank you for soaring high and bringing honor to the division in the area of science, even in this difficult time. Again, my congratulations to Team Tokdo Robotics, led by Ma'am Eileen L. Poldo, with Sir Gerard Jan Ibanez, Sir Arthur Arisquilio, Sir Ricardo Raca, and Sir Jade Almeñana as members for qualifying in the third National Innovac Search for the most innovative teaching learning resource in science and mathematics. What makes your latest achievement more remarkable is that this will be the second consecutive year that you are making it to the national stage. Good luck in the next level of competition. I would like also to recall a great experience we had before the onset of this pandemic. I was with Sir Edwin, Ma'am I, Sir Arthur, and the three of the research students from MNCHS, Jeremy, Celine, and Kate, to represent Region 5 in the National Science and Technology Fair 2020 held in a hotel in Metro Manila. That was shortly before the lockdown in March 2020. It was a very memorable experience for the team in the sense that we were given opportunity to showcase our projects with other students, researchers from all over the country. Being recognized as one of the national finalists was an incredible moment for the team at that time. And to think that we could have missed the event had COVID 19 come earlier makes the whole experience unforgettable. Now, we may not be conducting the same contest like before, but I'm glad to learn that you continue to encourage your students to pursue the research projects despite the roadblocks in communication and having less input provided to our students due to our unfavorable situation nowadays. My salute to the research advisors. Please carry on their students and teachers. True, this pandemic had changed our lives for the worse, yet this should not stop us from doing what we are expected to do, for striving for excellence. We have to beat the challenges brought by COVID 19. We may not achieve same research outputs like we did before, but the most important thing that is we continue to hone our learners' critical thinking skills, creativity, and innovativeness, and inculcate in them the passion for research and the benefits of innovation. Science and research, if done properly, can solve a myriad of problems that we now face. As we all know, one of the recent breakthroughs in twin fields is the development of vaccine for COVID-19. Indeed, agham pananaliksik at teknolohiya ating kabalikat sa matatag at maunlad na pamayanan. My congratulations to all the winners, all the best in the regional competition, and to the newly elected officers of the Mother Science Club and ESO with Lynn Isabel, Francisco, and Janelle J. Fernandez as presidents. My congratulations too. As I conclude this message, I would like to leave this quote from Harriet Tubman. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. And the time is now. Again, good morning, God bless, and keep safe.
Thank you so much, Madam Jemna. Presenting to you the newly elected Mother Science Club and YesO officers. Mother Science Club officers. President, Lynn Isabel L. Francisco.
Vice President, Ralph Serafin P. Rosero Jr.
Secretary, Jovi Camille F. Torres.
Treasurer, Devi Andrea A. Ferro.
Auditor, Jarf Crete A. Fuentes.
Business Managers, Ria Eloisa D. Cabug and Lindy Nicole C. Idanya.
PIO, Kim Erica D. Cortez.
Peace Officers, Irma Cherubin P. Rosero and Fitz Reynald A. Bacolod.
Muse, Samantha Calampiano.
Escort, Philip Angelo D. Muega.
YesO officers. President, Janelle G. Fernandez.
Vice President, Benedict D. Maravilla.
Secretary, Ria Eloisa D. Cabu.
Treasurer, Christine Shane A. Huy.
Auditor, Francel Kate S. Castillo.
Business Managers, Hansen Joy S. Aplacador and Kent Brian Herona.
PIO, Aaliyah May Banyas.
Peace Officers, Kimberly Jamie P. Denau and JC Jen Cortez.
News, Hannah Shen Oliva.
Escort, Dennis Clyde Placer.
To conduct the officers, may we call in the handsome student co-curricular coordinator, Mr. Eduardo S. Lario Jr.
Mother Science Club and GSO officers, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name, having been elected as state your position of state your clubs or organization, do hereby solemnly swear and promise that I will conscientiously and faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties and responsibilities of my office, that I will uphold and defend the club's constitution and bylaws, and bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will obey and enforce the laws, rules and regulations and policies of the club, that I will actively participate and support all club's activities, and including those shall hereafter be adopted and shall benefit my club in general and members in particular, and that finally I shall impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily and without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
Thank you, Sir Ed, and congratulations to the
Science has always been a helping hand in the development and thriving of humankind. It has always been a silent force that drives men to become better versions of themselves. And today's celebration is another milestone in the face of science and technology here in Masbate National Comprehensive High School. Now that we are conducting this school-based science fair with the theme Agham, Pananaliksik at Teknolohiya, Kabalikat sa Matatag at Maunlad na Pamayanan. It is rather fitting to say that the youth of this generation truly has all the potentials and aptitudes in leading the new generation to be life-ready, competent and resilient against any unwanted circumstance that would come their way. Looking at a wider perspective of this event, we can definitely say that MNCHS is a breeding ground for young scientists that would eventually be renowned in the global scene in terms of developing innovative, creative, and practical ideas, concepts, and solutions for whatever scientific problems they may encounter. I am deeply overwhelmed with the people behind this affair, as it is much needed intervention in the holistic development of the youth in the 20th century. These people are the geniuses that personify the true vision and mission of the Department of Education. My salute to everyone. You are the wind beneath the wings of our students. Remember to always harbor intellect and talent in the right direction. To the participants, you are all commendable. Continue to be the spring of hope for the future of the society. Always let your curious minds ask. Be inquisitive and be intuitive. Remember, an inquiring child is an intelligent child. Surround yourself with people who can nurture your now brilliant personas. Be reminded that if you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Keep in mind to be open to learn from individuals who will help catapult your potentials to the fullest. Lastly, to all those who are part of this event, keep a strong heart. Do not let this pandemic define our future. No health risk can hinder a child from learning, just like research methodologies. May this worldwide problem become the first scientific step in arriving at a conclusion that would make the world a better place to live in. Thank you and Godspeed.
Thank you so much, Madam Mafe. We come now to the most breathtaking moment, the announcement and awarding of winners.
CNC Junior High category. First place.
Chalet Ayesha M. Siguro, Raf Serafin P. Procero Jr., Benedict D. Maravilla,
Second place.
Osias Vincent T. Canturia,
Third place.
Francel Kate S. Castillo, Zarina Fidel E. Busque, and Princess Fame Panayas,
Fourth place.
Gerald John C. Espihon, Hansen Joy S. Aplacador, Ashley Chloe M. Melgar,
Senior High category. First place.
James L. Adige, and Benedict J. D. Bordeas.
Digital poster making. Junior High category. First place.
Morgan Claire R. Fanilas,
Senior High category. First place.
Gomer Sendo S. Himona, I mean Jimeno Jr.,
Site of Fairness. Junior High category. First place.
Gerald John C. Espihon, Hanson Joy S. Aplacador, and Ashley Chloe M. Melgar.
Senior High category. First place.
Sherilyn May C. Dejucos,
NSTF Jingle making. First place.
Hilary Angelou Rangel, Kristen Grace De Los Reyes, and Vicmar Villamor.
Second place.
KCB R. Saldania, and Barbie Jean R. Saldania.
Third place.
Joreen Dominic E. Sese, Armand D. Ramos, and Romel R. Nadal. The generation of excellence are now rising. Congratulations to all the winners. For the acknowledgement, we may call in Miss Iris D. Ramirez for the chairperson of Senior High School Science and Technology Fair 2021.
Good morning. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the people who were instrumental in making this event possible. To our SDS, Madam Fatima Buen, Sir Arvin Sese, our Assistant School Division Superintendent, Sir Noel Long Logroño, our CID Chief, Madam Jamna Macabe, our Division Science Supervisor, Madam Marife A. Cañares, the OIC Principal of Masbate National Comprehensive High School, Sir Edwin G. Rituran, the OIC of MNCHS Senior High School Department, Ma'am Pep Garcia, Ma'am Ellen Labastida, thanks for the show of support and confidence that this event will be a successful one. Congratulations, coaches, students, parents who participated in the MNCHS School Science and Technology Fair 2021. Road to regional and national competition. Amidst pandemic, we made it, guys. I just want also to acknowledge the different committees of this program. Thank you very much. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Stay safe, everyone.
Truly, every talent and skill revealed to us by our promising students exceeded our expectations. This tested the truth that every good and perfect gift comes from above. To end this program, let us all watch the wrap-up video of all the entries of MNCHS Science and Technology Fair 2021. Thank you for bearing with us. God bless us all.
Halina't sumamang manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Ikaw at ako, sama-sama tayo, tuklasin ang bago at loob nitong mundo. Ano man ang pagsubok at suliranin, di mapipigilan ang ating adhikain, ating palawakin ang ating isipan. Kahit na may pandemya, patuloy na lalaban. Teknolohiya ay ating sisirin at walang titigil at hadlang sa iisang hangarin. Halina't sumamang manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Kasabay ang pag-unlad at pagtatag ng ating pamayanan tungo sa ating kinabukasan. Sa araw-araw na pamumuhay, lagit-lagit nag-aagapay ang agham teknolohiya. Kakayahan ay linangin pagdating sa pananaliksik ng matuklasan, bagong kaalaman, kabalikat sa kaunlaran ng bayan, bawat pamayanan, bawat membro ng tahanan, magkaisa, magtulungan sa iisang hangarin at sabay-sabay na tuklasin, makapagmundo'y ating sisirin, bawat oras, bawat araw, sabay-sabay na sumigaw. Halina't sumama, manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Kasabay ang pag-unlad at pagtatag ng ating pamayanan tungo sa ating kinabukasan. Halina't sumamang manaliksik at linangin ang teknolohiya at agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa. Ikaw at ako, sama-sama tayo, tuklasin ang bago at loob nitong mundo. Ano man ang pagsubok at suliranin, di mapipigilan ang ating adhikain, ating palawakin ang ating isipan. Kahit na may pandemya, patuloy na lalaban. Teknolohiya ay ating sisirin at walang titigil at hadlang sa iisang hangarin. Halina't sumamang manaliksik at linanin ang teknolohiya, agham patungo sa ating pagkakaisa, kasabay ang pag-unlad at pagtatag ng ating pamayanan tungo sa ating kinabukasan. Sa araw-araw na pamumuhay, lagit-laging kaagapay ang agham teknolohiya. Kakayahan ay linangin pagdating sa pananaliksik ng matuklasan, bagong kaalaman, kabalikat sa kaunlaran ng bayan, ng bawat pamayanan, bawat membro ng tahanan, magkaisa, magtulungan sa iisang hangarin at sabay-sabay na tuklasin, makapagmundo'y ating sisilid, bawat oras, bawat araw, sabay-sabay